Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching us. This is another episode of the 𝐀𝐝𝐦𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐢𝐨 Digest brought to you by 𝐀𝐝𝐻 Consult Limited, your trusted HR partner. Right. On today's episode, we are going to be having a wonderful conversation with an excellent professional on redefining balance in the modern workplace. Right. If you are watching us, we want to have that in our comment section. Let us know your name and where you are watching us from. Also, do share the link on your various platforms to help others join in this conversation. Once again, this is 𝐀𝐻 HR Digest brought to you by 𝐀𝐻 Consult Limited, your trusted HR partner. At 𝐀𝐻 Consult, we help you focus on your core business while we manage your workforce. From recruitment to training your workforce to compensating them, 𝐀𝐻 Consult is available to provide these services for your organization. Right, so we are going to go into the conversation very briefly, but once again, we want to have others join in the conversations so that we can answer their questions as well. So please share the link on your platforms and let's have them join us for this conversation. If you are watching us in the comment section, let us know your name and where you are watching us from. Right, I see Pearl from Mata Heko. Pearl, we are so glad that you are joining today's session. I see Kelvin from Kumasi. Kelvin, nice to have you join us today. It's going to be an insightful conversation, and you want to make sure that you're not just the one benefiting from this, but then your sphere of contact. So you share the link and have them join in today's conversation. Right, so I have an amazing speaker joining us today, and I'll quickly read out her profile and then she'll join us here for today's conversation on redefining balance in the modern workplace. So she goes by the name Regina Gifty Asari. She's the HR director, a highly accomplished HR professional with 15 years of experience driving strategic HR initiatives, leading organizational transformations, and fostering high performing teams. Proven track record of repositioning HR as a strategic business partner, enhancing personnel management, and promoting organizational growth. Her key strengths are in strategic HR planning and management, talent development and succession planning, organizational change management, employee engagement, strong interviewing skills with experience in assessing top level talent, and manufacturing background with expertise in driving HR initiatives in a production environment. So we are having Madam Regina Gifty Asari here with us for today's conversation on redefining balance in the modern workplace. Once again, if you are watching us, this is 𝐀𝐻 HR Digest brought to you by 𝐀𝐻 Consult Limited, your trusted HR partner. And we have a few upcoming trainings that we want to share with you so that your team can register for these trainings and join in. Very impactful trainings. We have a training on effective training and development, that's planning and conducting an effective training and development. It's a 2 day training that's going to hold in Kumasi, our Kumasi office at Santase. It goes at a fee of 2,600, a 2 day training that holds on the 2nd and 3rd of July. Make sure you sign up for this training and be in the room. It's a very practical session that you want to make sure that you're a part of to help improve your training results, right? And we also have an upcoming training on HR analytics. This is to turn workforce data into business results. This training holds on July 15th to 17th. It's a 3 day training that goes at a fee of 3,600 Ghana cedis. You want to make sure that you register for this training and you participate in it. It's a training that will provide you with the practical tools and techniques for professionals to measure impact, to predict trends and drive organizational performance, right? So going back into today's episode of the Sedat HR Digest is a conversation, more of a presentation by our guest on redefining balance in the modern workplace. So at this point, I'll have Madam Regina join me here and we would go right into today's presentation. Good evening, Madam Regina.
Good evening, Super. How are you doing? And good
I'm
evening
doing
to
so
everyone.
well. Yes. We are so glad to have you here today. And the audience are looking forward to the insights that you have to share with us.
Great, great. I believe you can all see my slides and you can hear me, can you?
We can hear you but cannot see your screen. Briefly. Just a minute.
Okay, let me just log off and come in again.
Once again, let us know where you are watching us from in the comments section. We want to know you. We are always glad to have you join us. Your name and where you are watching us from, and do well to share the link to help others join in today's conversation.
Okay, Super, can you see my screen now?
No, I still cannot see your screen.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, if you still can't see, I think from here it shows a screening, a streaming, and then from your end, I'm surprised. But then we can go ahead. Supernatural, can you still not see? Okay, that's fine now. So good evening, everyone. Supernatural, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, and I can see your screen as well.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I can also see your screen.
Great, great, great. Okay. So good evening, everyone. And I believe you're all doing well. And we're going to have a very brief discussion on redefining balance in the modern workplace. We are going to concentrate on creating workplaces where people can thrive both professionally and personally. So, a brief introduction I have here, when people hear the term work life balance, what comes in their mind? I believe most of us think of spending equal hours at work and at home. That's what comes in our mind. So, work life balance, you're like, okay, it is equal time for work, equal time for personal activities. However, in today's workplace, balance is not only about dividing your time equally with work and personal life, it is about managing work and personal responsibilities in a way that helps us stay productive, healthy, and fulfilled. Okay, so what does work life balance mean to you, the audience? I know we all have different thoughts when it comes to work life balance. To some, it is leaving work on time. That is work life balance to them. Others, it is spending more time with family and friends or loved ones. For others too, it is working remotely. To them, my work life balance is when I'm able to work remotely. That is work life balance to some. And to others, it is having time for yourself. Having time for yourself. We call it the me time, having time for yourself. So you see, balance here looks different for everyone because everyone has his or her own way of seeing what work-life balance is. The traditional view of balance then was you having your 8 hour strict work schedule, 8 hours of your personal activities, and 8 hours rest. The doctors would advise us to have 8 hours rest. But now, I don't think all of us, we have the 8 hours rest. Some will even have only 4 hours rest in a day. So this model no longer reflects today's workplace realities. It has totally changed. So why balance needs to be redefined? Why do we have to redefine balance? Balance needs to be redefined currently because technology keeps us connected. Remote and hybrid work are common. So work has changed now. Work has really changed. We would say after COVID, it has become more tech than it used to be. So technology allows us to work from almost anywhere. While this offers flexibility, it can also make it difficult to disconnect. So technology is helping us with flexibility. But sometimes the same technology and remote work, it's difficult for us to disconnect. An employee would receive a mail and work messages late at night. Although that employee is at home, they still feel they are still at the workplace. And this can actually stress because you've closed from work, you are home 11 p.m., you are still receiving work mails and you are still going through work mails. It causes a bit of stress to you, the individual. Employee expectations have evolved now. What employees think today, it has changed. Employees today want more than a salary. They value flexibility, well-being, career growth, and meaningful work. I was recently listening to an interview they had with Pearl Amponta last week, and she shared that she had an intern coming in who would work from Monday to Friday, but then Saturdays you have to spend some hours in the work. And then they had someone who would just pop in and do three 3 days in a week. And then they're working from Monday to Friday, where the Saturday has a lot of money. And then working 3 days, the money is reduced. To her surprise, the intern said he would prefer working 3 days in a week. So you see, expectations have evolved. It is no longer about the money, but flexibility. So employees' expectations have changed. People they look at flexibility, their well-being, their career growth, and then meaningful work. Okay. Most talents will choose a company that offers flexible working hours over another company that will want to pay them slightly higher, which has more rigid work schedule. Everybody wants to be flexible wherever they are working. Mental health and well-being matter more than ever. Why balance needs to be redefined. So mental health and well-being matter more than ever. Everybody is talking about, oh, our mental health, our mental health. We don't want a job that stresses us. Our mental health, our wellness. Employers are having wellness programs for their employees, having mental health awareness and all that. People perform better when they feel physically and mentally well. We can all attest to the fact that if physically you are not well, you're unable to perform. It's going to hinder your performance. If mentally you are not well, it is going to what? Hinder your performance as well. So, what does balance means today? We need to redefine it. But if we are redefining it, what does it mean or what does it look like today? So balance, I'm going to run you through these few pointers. So balance today means flexibility, well-being and healthy boundaries, productivity, personal fulfillment. Here, balance is about sustainable living and working. So we see what flexibility is. So flexibility in action. Employees appreciate having some control over when and where they work. People want to have control where they work and when. They should have some schedules that would help them where and when they can work. An example is when a company allows to start work between, let's say, 7 a.m. and then 9 a.m., okay, to, skip the traffic in town. And then the other thing has to do with an employee attending a child school event and complete work later. This children event is so important in the life of your child. So if you're an employee and then you don't have that flexibility to attend your child's school program, it doesn't really sit well with you. You keep wondering. You don't have time for your child. And children of today would ask questions. Are you coming? Daddy, are you coming for our open day? Mommy, are you coming for our open day? If your job is such that there's no flexibility, it becomes a bit tedious for you. But when it is flexible, when it is balanced today, there's flexibility and you're able to attend such programs, it reduces stress. You have a good time with your children. It improves morale and then it increases productivity. The stress that comes with being in traffic. So you're doing the normal 8 to 5. You work in Accra Central and you live in Sawim. Just imagine your morning traffic and your evening traffic. But when your job is flexible such that you are able to start and close early to avoid this traffic, the better for you. It reduces, because sometimes the traffic situation is a lot of stress already for you. Before you even think of stepping out of the office, there's stress, there's pressure on you. But when your work is flexible or there's flexibility in your job, it reduces stress, it improves morale, and then increases productivity. Again, I would say that, sometimes working women, women would have to close from work. They would have to pick their kids as well. And they have some husbands who want fresh cooked meal. You sitting in the office and thinking of all these things can reduce productivity because you are thinking, you are not okay. You are just thinking through. So when you have flexibility, it helps in reduction of stress. Setting healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. You are thinking about your well-being. Employees need time to disconnect from work and focus on personal life. You need to disconnect from work. It is very important. Avoid checking emails late at night. Some people are such that when a work email drops, they can't avoid but then to open and start working on it. Set boundaries. Don't open mails at night. And if you are managers here, don't be sending mails late, 11 p.m., 12 a.m. mails for your employees to, be opening. A manager should avoid sending non-urgent. If they are not urgent, allow your team members to enjoy their evenings without feeling pressure to respond to these emails. Take lunch breaks. Take lunch breaks. So we are talking about what balance looks like today. We've spoken about flexibility. Now we are looking at setting healthy boundaries. Take lunch breaks. There are some employees who will come to work and will not have their lunch breaks. They come in, they take their tea or coffee, and that is all. They are just glued to their PC. So it's work, work, work. They don't even get up to do anything. Please avoid that. Take lunch breaks. It is very, very important. Even if you are not hungry, you don't want to eat, you get out of your seat, take some walk. It is a healthy thing to do. And then use annual leave. I hear some people say that when they go on leave, they don't know what they are going to use their leave for. Please, your leave is very useful and important to you. There are things you can use your leave for. Others too, because their company probably they do cashing their leaves, so they prefer the money rather than going on the leave. Please use your annual leave. Just look at it that you've gone for your annual leave, you've come back and you are so refreshed, relaxed. See how relaxed you are, you look, and then you come back with full of energy to work. So you have to set healthy boundaries. Use your annual leave. Work and personal time. Separate work and personal time. When you're at work, when you are home and having your good time, you are home. I was having a conversation with a GM some time back, and then something came up. Then he told me that, Regina, once I leave this factory, when he said that, I looked and I was like, sir, sorry, what did you say? He said, I said, when I leave the factory, I just leave the gate. Work doesn't come to me again. It is my personal time. I was shocked because for me, even as at 10 p.m., I was working. I'll just be going through. Work has closed. I'm like, tomorrow there's this thing coming up. I need to start working on it. 11 p.m., I'm still working. Ever since I had that discussion with him, that was it. I just told myself, I'm going to separate work and personal time. Work closes, work closes. If I come home, it is home. I'm not bringing work home. I stop. And I think it's been something that has really, really, really helped me. It has really, really helped me. Okay. So have your own personal time. You can enroll in a fitness class. You can have anything doing. Okay. And then rest is very productive. Rest is very good. You need to rest. You need to rest when you can. Find time, even if you don't have time, find time to rest because it is very important. Focus on results and not hours. Then we're looking at hours, hours, hours of work. So the more hours you spend on work means that you are being productive. No. Now it is results over the hours. Success should be measured by outcomes rather than time spent in the office. So you can be in the office and you are not even working. You are not being productive. But productivity should be measured by outcomes rather than the hours you have spent in the office. So let's say we have two employees. Okay, the two employees will complete the same project successfully, but one finishes in 6 hours or less and the other in 10 hours. The focus here should be on the quality of the work, not the number of hours worked. So you don't say that the person spent 6 hours, so the work quality is not the best, but the one who has spent 10 hours is the best. No, you are looking at productivity and then you are looking at the quality of the work. Okay. Now, traditional thinking, then, yes, I said it was long hours, was to hard work, but now it has changed. Okay. It is about delivering results. Delivering results. When it comes to redefining balance currently, we all have roles to play. It is not only about employers or our leaders or our managers. Everybody has a role to play, individuals as well. Okay, so the role of leaders when it comes to redefining balance. One is to encourage flexibility. I know some companies are still rigid on their 8 to 5. They're so rigid on that. But as leaders, we have a role to play when it comes to balancing. Now, we should be able to encourage flexibility. Encourage flexible work arrangement. Don't be too rigid. Encourage flexible work arrangement. Sit with the employee and then have a time schedule that best suits all of you. Set your target right and ensure it is done. You also have to respect employees' personal time. Respect personal time. So you don't send emails that are not so relevant or that are not urgent late at night and expect them to respond. Promote wellness initiatives. Some businesses are doing so well that they have employee wellness program for the year. They have a structured policy on employee wellness. So promote wellness initiatives as leaders. Manage workloads fairly. And then you lead by example. Focus on performance rather than presenteeism. Okay. If a manager is able to take his annual leave and fully disconnect from work, employees will feel comfortable doing the same because we say leadership by example. Leadership by example. So lead by example. In as much as leaders or managers or employers have their roles to play, employees and individuals too have roles to play when it comes to balancing. Now, we are supposed to manage priorities. when the tasks, every time we should be able to prioritize tasks, which one is most important, put them in order. Communicate challenges early. Don't wait till the workload is huge on you before you tell your boss that this is too much for me. When a job has been given to you, communicate the concerns you have to your boss. If it is too loaded and you know you can't achieve and it's going to cause you something, stress, just communicate that challenge. Take breaks. It is very important. Take breaks. It could be your annual leave. It could be your lunch breaks. It could be your me time. Take breaks. It is very important. Use your leave days very well. Enjoy it to the fullest. Don't think you are doing the company a good service by selling your leave, but then it is to your own advantage. So ensure you take breaks, use your leave days. Practice self-care. Enroll in a fitness program. Some companies do have gyms or have enrolled, partnered with some gyms that the employees can access. They have after work hours, sports activities you can access. Do it. Practice self-care, aerobics, your own mental health. If you need to see a specialist to speak to, please do practice because it is very important. Don't wait till the pressure gets too much on you. That will blow your mind before you try to practice self-care. Start now and set realistic expectations. We say sometimes when you're setting, we are having a strategy, our objective should be SMART. If it's not realistic, as part of it, we have realistic. If it's not realistic, please, you are going to harm yourself. So set realistic expectations, things that you feel you can achieve, not things that are beyond you. When there's a benefit, okay, so there's benefit here. So benefit of a balanced workplace. When leaders and employees are able to appreciate the need for balance in the workplace, there are benefits both to the employee and the organization as well. For the employee, there's better health because your mental health is important. You are taking care of it. You have there's less stress, there's higher job satisfaction. You are really happy. You are working wherever you are, and at least you have this stress being taken over your shoulders as well. To maintain balance are often more engaged and motivated to work. They are very engaged because by the time they come to work, their minds are refreshed. A young woman will say, I'm a fake their minds are so sharp. Okay, so the satisfaction and there's less stress and there's better health for them because their mental health, they've been able to work on it. They've been able to keep fit because there's personal care in that. For organizations, there's increased productivity because if there's higher job satisfaction, the employee will be working more. So there's more productivity coming in and then better retention. So if you have a flexible work policies, you often experience low turnover because employees feel valued and supported. If you have this flexibility and then another company is offering them more money, but there's no flexibility, definitely they will be with you. So there, it is better retention for us and then greater engagement because there's better teamwork and there's reduced absenteeism as well. Let's reduce absenteeism. Let's have these benefits in mind and then work towards it. To conclude Few takeaways here is that balance is different for everyone, which we brought out from the beginning. So, how I see balance might be different for how you see balance. But in all these, flexibility is very essential. Well being drives performance, the shared responsibility, and sustainable performance is the goal. To conclude with, I would say that work life balance is about creating a healthy, flexible, and sustainable way of working that allows people to succeed at work while enjoying fulfilling personal lives. So, we creating a healthy, flexible, and a sustainable way of working, which allows people to succeed at work while enjoying fulfilling personal lives. If the employee is succeeding, it is the business that is succeeding as well. The employee is happy, the business is happy as well. We are all happy. My closing quote will be that balance is not about having time for everything. So it is not about having time for everything, but it is about being available for what matters most at the right moment, for what matters the most at the right. We've started a new week. I would want you to ponder over this. What is one thing your organization can do to help employees achieve better balance? If you are here, you are an HR person, you're a manager, you're a leader, just ponder and think of how best you can come up with something that would best fit the organization or help the organization and help employees to achieve better balance. If you are a leader here and you know that you are doing things that are too rigid, please be flexible. I would like to say thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Regina. That was such an insightful and really packed presentation from you. Right, if you're watching us, this is Set at HR Digest, and we just had a presentation of redefining balance in the modern workplace. I see Rose watching from Accra. Rose, we are glad that you joined in today's session. I see Mina also watching from Accra. Thank you, Mina, for joining us. Thank you, Ni. Thank you so much for joining today's session. If you have questions, you can put that in the comment area, and then we would make sure that your questions are answered. Right. So this presentation today is just to help you. We are moving towards the next half of the year. We want to assist you in strategizing how to um, be balanced, right? How flexible can you be in the next half of the year? We want you to begin to make those deliberate efforts to ensure that you are flexible in terms of your health and your work, your social life, to set healthy boundaries. That was one highlight from Madam Regina. You need to ensure that you are setting healthy boundaries now towards the end of the year, this next half of the year. What boundaries do you think that you need to begin to set? You need to set them now. And in this next half of the year, you want to make sure that you are having your own personal times and you focus on results, not necessarily the number of hours that you spend at work. A shift from hours to results you focus on productivity and the quality of your work. She said something that success should be on outcomes and not time spent in the office. So, in this next half of the year, you want to make sure that you are doing this. Balance is in being available for what matters the most at the right moment. Thank you so much, Madam Regina, for these insights that you have shared with us to help our professionals stay balanced in this next half of the year and even beyond. Right. If you're watching us again, this is Sedat HR Digest, brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited, your trusted HR partner. At Sedat Consult, what we do is to help you focus on your core business while we handle the entire life cycle of your workforce, right from recruitment to training them to compensating them, right? We handle all of these, and if you are looking out for any service in terms of recruitment and talent acquisition, training and development, compensation and salary benchmarking, payroll, service and staff outsourcing, reach out to Sedat Consult. We also handle events. So reach out to us and we'll provide these services to you and your team and your organization as a whole. Right. We have a few trainings coming up and I want to highlight those trainings. One training holding at our Kumasi office at Santase. This is a 2 day, really, really practical session to help you plan and conduct an effective training and development. We want to help you ensure that the trainings that you are holding are yielding the right result. This 2 day training goes at a fee of 2,600 cedis. It holds on the 2nd and 3rd of July. Make sure that you register for this training. We have our number displayed on the screen. You can call us at 054 057 5564 and we will give you any further details that you might require regarding this training. We also have another training holding at our Accra office. This is a training on HR analytics. It's a 3 day packed training to help you make use of your workforce data to make meaningful decisions that will ensure that your business is moving to where it ought to be. This training holds on the 15th to the 17th of July and it goes at a fee of 3,600 Ghana cedis. This training is at our Accra office, Nyamiche La Paz. Right, make sure that you register for this training. The links to registering for these trainings are being displayed at our comment area. Make sure that you click on them and you sign up. You can sign up with your entire team, and you will appreciate the insight and the practicality of the training. All right. All too soon, we are coming to the close of today's conversation. It's really been a very insightful one. If you are just joining us, you want to make sure that once this live ends, you go back to the very beginning and you listen in to the insights that Madam Regina has shared with us today. We are also open applications for our setup mentorship program. We run a mentorship program where we help um, graduates and final year students in their journey, their career journey. We pair them with mentors in various fields, fields that are aligned to their career, and they develop them through a 6 months mentorship. Um, it's open for application now if you want to sign up for these um, mentorship program. You can scan the QR code on the screen and we would reach out to you to ensure that you are part of this program, right? So, thank you once again for joining today's episode of the Sedat HR Digest. This holds every Sunday at 4 p.m. Right? You can join us from LinkedIn, you can join us on Facebook or YouTube, right? So glad to have you join us. Let me just hear from Madam Regina and then we wrap up today's session. Madam Regina,
Yes.
I'll I'll take your last words, but before that, just a little insight or thought that you could share with professionals who just feel guilty when they relax. You know, they just feel guilty once they relax or take some time off. What do you say to such professionals?
You mean those professionals who take time off work to relax and they feel
Yes,
guilty?
when they just feel
Please
guilty about
don't feel guilty. You see, I always tell people that you are not indispensable. Today, if you die, you will fill the position. I
it.
tell you, I won't lie to you. They won't say because you are gone, so the work should stop. Work
Right.
must continue. So we will definitely find a replacement for you. Don't feel guilty at all. If you need time off, if taking time off, please forget about work. Have time for yourself. Your personal time is very important.
Right.
And have it in mind that if you die today, the role will be filled. So enjoy your life and don't be guilty. Don't be guilty at all. If you need to turn off, sometimes you should just decide not to even open your mails when you go on leave. You take some time off. Don't answer work calls. No, you should have your me time. It is time for you to distress. So don't feel guilty at all. So if you're a professional here and you think that it should always be work, work, work. So when you're going on leave or going to have time for yourself, you're feeling guilty or you're feeling otherwise. Please don't do. You are not you are not dispensable. You are indispensable. So definitely if you are not there, somebody will be there. They will get somebody to replace you. You try that. You die today. You try to die today and see if you won't be replaced. So please don't feel guilty. Go and rest. Take time off. Enjoy whatever vacation you have. Come back refreshed. You come back with some vim. Don't come back with guilty. Don't come back with guilty. So this is what I would have to share to that person.
All
Please
right. Thank
don't be
you so much.
guilty. Yeah, don't be
Right.
guilty.
But please, we beg you, don't try to die today. We need you alive.
Don't try. Don't try. Don't try to die. But then it's
We
it's
need you
really important.
alive. Yeah.
Yes, we need everybody alive. So don't, it is very important. The owner of the business himself or herself takes leave. Who are
Right.
you, an employee, to say you are feeling guilty? Stress kills. So please don't stress yourself and don't feel guilty. Enjoy it whilst it comes. Okay. Don't feel guilty at all. Take leave
Right.
and enjoy. Mm.
So please begin to set healthy boundaries and create personal times for yourself. All right. So at this point, I'll just take your last words to our audience, and we will just wrap up today's session.
Okay, so I think we have learned what flexibility is or what balance is now.
Right.
And I believe we will start rethinking on how we can balance out now. And then it is not showing up every day at work 8 to 5. That is work life balance. It is not like that again. Everybody has a role to play as an employee and as the employer. Okay, we all have roles to play when it comes to balancing currently. So we all have roles here. Let's try to play our roles as individuals and as leaders. Leaders should encourage people, they should encourage flexibility. Because when there's flexibility, we've learned about the benefit that comes with it.
Right.
There's more productivity. People come back refreshed, they come back with more ideas. People are so happy with where they are and they don't think of leaving the job. So it's retention to you. There's no cost for you to think of recruiting somebody again to fill the position because no one is leaving. So you're retaining your employees. So that cost for hiring and all that doesn't come in. So let's rethink on what work life balance is now and work towards it. and work towards it so that we will all be happy. A happy employee, a happy employer equals to
Right.
productivity. Yes.
I know that was your last one, but we have a question from one of our audience. She says,
Okay.
"Is it right to use your leave days to seek medical care?"
So I would advise you don't, okay?
Okay.
We do for okay, every company has its own policy, but medical is medical. You don't say you want to fall sick, okay, or you want to go. Probably you're not well today and you go to the hospital and you've been given some days off. It shouldn't even affect your leave.
Okay.
But if probably you're on leave and then you feel unwell and you want to access a facility to check up on you, you can still do that. But don't
Mm,
forget that once you go and assess and it's something that probably you are admitted and taking some, you are giving some excuse duty, it should add up to your annual leave that you have taken.
mm,
So you might be fine, but probably during your annual leave, you want to do your normal yearly routine checkup you want to do. That is fine. But in the course of the check, if anything should happen that cause you to be detained in the hospital for days and then you need some excuse duty to cover up for your annual leave days, you should be able to provide the proof for that. Okay.
right. All right. Really insightful presentation from you today, and I hope this helps our audience, every professional listening to us, to plan better for this next half of the year. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you are able to join us in our next episode. Once again, the Standard HR Digest holds every Sunday at 4 p.m. We're always glad to have you join us, and especially to know where you are watching us from, your name and where you are watching us from. Right. Thank you once again for joining us. Today was an insightful conversation with Madam Regina on redefining balance in the modern workplace. Thank you so much, Madam Regina, for sharing these insights to our audience. I know that they are deeply grateful. I am also grateful. And have a fruitful week, everyone. Stay healthy, have personal times, and yes, thank you, Rose. I saw your comment. You're welcome. Right, have a fruitful week, everyone. See you next Sunday at 4 p.m.